southern hemisphere, water turns anti-clockwise when going in by gravity.
Simpsons.
No, not in.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go. I can go put the water. It'll turn that way. I can go South America, turn the other way.
Have you done that? Have you done that?
I have. Personally, I've been to.
I've been in a house where you could do two.
I've been to Brazil.
Fourth dreams in one house.
Yes. Do you know why that happens?
And the way the water's going into the basin.
If you don't mind me saying so, of course. I think you're talking about.
Would you like some info, mate?
That's okay.
No, you're just going to film, yeah?
I'm aware of it. But I'm not saying I want to do
Yeah, belief requires faith. There's no faith in this.
Yeah.
That's what religions do.
Do you know the flat Earth?
Sorry?
Do you know that Earth is flat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, flat.
Apparently you do, no? Ain't you been on a plane, bro?
Because I happen to know that the Earth is not flat.
Ain't you been on a plane?
I have been on a plane.
And what, you saw the curve from your window?
I did.
Did the horizon...
Not from my window, no, but like, I can see a slight curve.
Yeah, because the windows are curved.
Are you believing this?
Bruv, I could ask you the same thing. Are you serious? Or are you telling me the windows you're looking through are flat?
Oh my god.
Tell me.
Oh.
Go try me. Bring anything that you can. You see these images that you say from space, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what a GoPro lens is?
Yeah, I know what GoPro lens is.
Oh, look, the floor's bending.
Yeah.
Look, the floor's curving, bruv. Look at that lamppost, it's curved. No, it's a GoPro lens. Simple. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Alright, fine. How can you explain, yeah, that the moon is... Okay, do you think the moon is flat?
I don't know. I can't test that.
You think the moon is flat and the sun is flat?
Whoa, you just made two assumptions. I told you I don't think...
No, this society believes, well it knows of course, that the sun is round, not flat.
What society are you talking about?
So, no, your society, this one, the
What
flat earth one.
We're not flat earth society.
But do you believe in that photo there? Is that how it works?
That's not a photo, that's an image.
Yeah, do you think that's the image work? Of course it's not going to be a photo of it. It's not
But you said photo.
Yeah, fine. Do you think the image is wrong or right?
I can't. I have never seen the whole Earth in one shot, so I can't say that that's what I think it is. I've never seen that for myself. Until I do, I'm not going to claim anything.
Swear. But you know that the Earth is flat, so you claim that.
Yes, because we've done. Yeah, it's obviously flat, but the dimensions of it, like what's at the edge and all this other stuff, what's underneath. How the hell am I going to know, bro? Check this though. Check this. Imagine this is a plane. Or let me get you a plane to make it easier. Let me pinch this quickly. Check this, G. Check this here. You're on a plane, right? Runway. Pay attention, yeah? You're on the runway. You take off. Yeah? What happens next? The pilot levels off, right? And guess what doesn't happen? You don't do this around the ball. Guess what happens? Guess what happens? You fly flat until you get to the country that you need to get to, and then you land. Look at the floor. Is it curving? No. Bruv, what's gravity though? What's gravity? A theory, a Freemasonic theory.
This is gravity.
No, that's density.
That's density.
So you think that this is not heavier than... No, but you just said something and I'm refuting what you're saying.
You're saying that's not gravity.
No, it's not. The paper is heavier than air.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen?
So you're saying there's no air, no air, and I got this vacuum that will fall down.
No, I'm saying, pay attention. The paper weighs more than air. It weighs more, so it's going to fall.
Weight, mass times gravity. So you believe in gravity?
No, you keep saying gravity, but no, density. Density.
Denser than air.
The molecules of that paper are more compact and more heavier than the medium they are passing through, which happens to be
there's
air.
No medium, what happened to it?
I don't know, I can't test that for myself.
I had a thermos, and it had no air in it, yeah? And my coffee was at the bottom of the thermos. You know why? gravity.
So hold on. I've heard people say, if you don't believe gravity, if gravity didn't exist, humans would just float off into space. Do you find that correct, that statement?
No, I said the statement. Tell me, am I wrong or am I right? I said, yeah, that the coffee, yeah, there's no air in the thermos, yeah, it's going to float to the bottom.
Well, technically there is, because you've just sealed the cup. You haven't pulled the air out. You haven't pulled the vacuum out with it.
No, it's a special one. You press a button, all the air comes out of it. There's no air in it, yeah?
Right.
You're saying the coffee just stay there? And what purpose do they have for keeping it a flat Earth? What purpose is it to say, yeah, it's flat? I mean, it's not flat. Like, what purpose do they have to lie? Because you're saying that they definitely have the knowledge, because satellites will be up there.
No.
Yeah?
Not satellites.
There are no satellites up there?
No.
Okay, so if I call someone, yeah, how does that work out then?
Triangulation.
Yeah, how does
Cell phone
triangulation
towers here on Earth. They're 90%,
Yeah.
99% of world's communications go through undersea cables. Why
no
need
one's
for
ever been
satellites?
outside- no one's
Why?
ever been outside of it.
Why need for a satellite? Why has satellites never crashed into each other?
They have, and they've come to Earth. You can look at YouTube video of a satellite.
I've seen them things falling from Russia, bruv. That doesn't prove that a satellite fell from the sky. I don't like to have beliefs until I have actual tangible proof that I can say this is what it is. I'm not going to make a claim, but I will say that they're not what they're telling us they are. And why are they always coming in at angles? Surely, if that's falling, shouldn't it just come in every different angle? But they keep coming almost as if a projectile was shot and then it just landed at that angle. Do you see what I'm saying? Like a cannon, for example. Boom. That's how they're landing. They should come in every conceivable angle, but they don't. Same as a shooting star. Here's another thing. You see these guys when they go into space. We're told that they don't go straight up because they have to reach escape velocity and the rotation of the Earth. So what do they end up doing? Spaceship goes up and then it starts going sideways. Do you know why? Because they're not going to space. They're going out of your view, far enough over there to where the Bermuda Triangle is, funny enough, and it lands where no one can track it. Restricted waters. Checkmate. If I worked for these guys, I could give you all these answers you're asking, but bruv, right now...
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm doing my civil pilot, I'm doing my license to be activist.
Okay, brilliant.
And I'm flying last year on a Eurofighter.
So you have experience in a plane. So what I was saying about a pilot reaches climbs to cruising altitude and then levels off. Do you account for curvature? Or do you fly level?
You turn to your destination.
So, okay, so that's cool. You're still not accounting for curvature. Because if we lived on a ball and you were just flying flat, you should fly off into space. So therefore you have to account for curvature. You have to stick to the rotation of the Earth so as to not fly off into space. It's logic, it's reason, you know. So does that happen, or do you simply fly level and then you turn where you need to? Right? So, sorry mate, you had something flying around your face. So that's all we're getting at, you know.
What's out there though?
Again, I haven't been up there.
Yeah, that's right. What's under the
Mate, I've barely got a tenner in my pocket. How am I going to afford to be able to go underneath the Earth or drill through it to find out? I can't find them things out, you know? That's why we're just trying to wake people up to this fact, see what can be done, because I'm really annoyed my child is being lied to right now. A lot of people's children are being lied to, and that hurts. As a parent, that really frustrates me, man. And now we've got full-blown adults that won't even look into the subject because they're so hardcore brainwashed. What are you looking for, mate? I think if you go down that way, it should be in like that direction. You know what, there's this bloke here who gives information. He might be able to give you a hand. So, man, there's just so much conflicting evidence on this whole topic. So.
Saying the sign isn't really a sign, it's like a sign, like closer than it actually is. Then why aren't we burning?
Sorry, if what?
It's a sign, that diagram there.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so are you still under the impression that the sun is billions and billions and the biggest thing ever, because that's not the case.
When I've been flying in the past, I've seen like spots, like in
Hot spots.
Yeah.
That would be impossible if the sun was 93 million miles away, would it not? It's 93 million miles away. Can you even conceive of that distance? I don't think any of us can, let alone a million miles, but 93 million miles? That's ridiculous. And if that were the case, and the sun were as big as it should be, it should come in parallel lines. We shouldn't get those crepuscular rays that come in at all sorts of angles, indicating that the sun is closer. So, from what I've seen, the sun is much smaller and closer than what we've been taught. But sorry?
How close is it?
There's equipment you can use, like sailors used to use a sextant. I don't know if you know about a sextant. I have one. I gave one away to my friend. But using that, people have like pinpointed it to be 30 odd miles in diameter and 3,000 miles up. But more experiments have gone out to test this, and we're not even sure if we can get an accurate reading of the sun, because the sun seems to be subjective to every person that appears to look at it. So that's where we're kind of stuck, and really we're just trying to wake people up, bring the right people into this, and start challenging the status quo, because NASA alone make 50 million a day. That's a lot of money, man. We could help a lot of people with that money. Imagine in a week, we could help so many people around the world restructure, build homes, hospitals, actual education, not brainwashing, indoctrination that we have now. There's so much good that can happen from stop funding those guys just for a year. Just for a year, let's stop funding them.
Yeah, on my project I go to, I will name it. Oakland's College in Wellington